Hello, it's Ari from Ari's Tech Channel, and today we'll be talking about types, but more in depth. So, we'll be also combining types to make it in a useful way in the print function, and later we'll use this for variables, later in which a different video. So, let's start off with int. So int is basically just a number, but it has to be a number. It can't be anything else. If you were to write text in the context of an int, what I mean by this, let's open up idle and let's create a new file. What I mean by this is if I were to try to type in print, and in the context of an int you would just write a number, like say 5. But if I were to write text like hello, save it, like types, save and run, it would say hello is not defined. Did you mean help? And the reason you would usually use this as a variable. So we will talk about variables more, but I'm just going to create a simple variable. There we go, simple variable created, and it's going to print it. And there, hello. So yeah. You would usually say a number in here, and it cannot be text. I don't know why I wrote text there. But I don't know why I wrote text there. You cannot use text. I'm just going to make that red. You cannot use it as text. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. If you were to change an int to a float, the only way you can change it into a float is by adding a decimal, because it automatically Python looks at what you enter. Let's go to files, types. So Python looks at what you enter when you run it, looks at it, and it goes, okay. If it doesn't have quotes on it, it is not a string. If it doesn't have a decimal point, it is not a float. And if it's not true or false, then it's not a bool. So if all of those are false, then it says this must be an integer. So yeah, and then if I add decimals, it does the same thing again, but then it realizes it does have a decimal point, so this has to be float. And yeah, you would get the same result if you did this, but we'll learn about why that is a problem later. Anyway, so that's basically it about int. I'm just going to get rid of that so that we can use it for others, but for now, just going to throw that away. So, I drew them all to the side here, but I just can't move it. Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah, there. Float. Now, a float. Well, we know what a float is. A float is a float. I forgot to select the text tool. Or get rid of that. So, oh my, why? There. So we know what a float is. It's a number with decimal points. When you're doing C# or Unity, you will find that you have to define a variable. So you would go new file, you go you'd go float name is equal to 5, like that, and you can use just an integer instead of it, because later you can then go name is equal to the same value plus 5. Then you can save that, types 2, that's 21, but it'll work. Invalid syntax, yeah, exactly, because we don't do that here in Python. Now, you would just do that, and I just realized you can go 0.9, but that might give some invalid syntax. Oh, I forgot to print it. No, I don't. That might not give it, because it might automatically change it to a float. Print. We'll learn all this stuff, by the way. You don't have to know this right now. Print name, and we'll also go ahead and print. Can you do? I don't think you can. Name dot type. That might be a method. Save. Yeah. Yeah, but that gets us the thing, the float, even though that should be an integer. If we get rid of this, save, and try it now, it'll say the int object. So yeah, it automatically changes it. That's another good thing about Python. So yeah, float can be one without a decimal point, but it's mainly used with a decimal point. It's just a more extendable version of an int. Cannot be text like before, not text. And yeah, that's basically it about float as well. We'll just grab float and drag it off. Okay, now let's try to find string. There it is. Seems to be how I get it now. But yeah, we're gonna put it there, and we'll grab that, and there we go. Of course, we're having this problem again. There we go. Okay, so a string is text. Is text. And that is, yeah, that's it. You have, another thing, has to be, just going to turn down that, has to be in quotes. It can be double quotes or single quotes. The reason you probably want double quotes is because when you're typing, let's go into idle. When you're typing something and you go print, let's say, okay, how about we do, yeah, we'll do this. And you go Ari's, like that, Ari's belt, let's say. And you do like that. That will work. Now, if you look here, what's going on is it's going Ari's, and it's finishing there. Then it's going, oh, this started but didn't finish, and what's this? So when you go double quotes, it's just another way you can add those in. And yeah, that's basically why you use double quotes. No, we won't save that. It has to be in quotes. That's pretty much it. And then the last one, Boolean. or bool. Ooh, this one. Out here. The last one, bool. It's pretty simple. It's just either true it's just either true or false. That's it. And it cannot be anything else. Okay. So now that we've talked about that, let's open this up and see if we can combine some things. So, let's create a new file. Actually, file, open recent, types. Okay, so let's try adding an integer together. 5 will work plus 5. Now, this will just do 10 because 5 plus 5 is 10 and it's in a print function, so it'll print. However, if you reduce to strings plus string 5 and save this, and it would say 55. Now the reason is because of these quotes, it is a string, so it's adding text to text. That's a good way of thinking it. So if I went hello and wrote plus space hello for the space for my sanity, hello, 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 hello. And yeah, so yeah, and then you can add floats together. So 5.0 plus 5.0 plus 0.9. Then save that, go, and it would do 10.9 because 5 plus 5 is 10 and 10.9. And you can't add bools together, and besides you can't write bool. Bool is mainly for if statements, to do if this variable, which is a boolean, is either true or false. So if it's set to true, then do this. If it's set to false, then do this. And you can use that for toggles. It's probably the least used of them all, and it's the most complicated, probably. Actually, no, it's probably the least complicated. But yeah, that's it, really. That's all this tutorial is. Just showing you how to do that because I forgot it in the last episode. My name is Ari, and that was Types More in Depth.